You're watching pressure, not panic, not chaos, just pressure. Because strength doesn't need to shout to be real. Becoming confident, convinced this space should crack. That numbers and noise will be enough, and the first attacks hit the wall the way they always do. But every unit they send, every strike they commit, it isn't breaking anything. It's feeding it. You can see the moment it sets in, when confidence turns into hesitation. So they push harder, more attacks, more resources, more effort stacked on top of bad math. Fires don't start here. They start on the way out. Because this wall wasn't built for highlights. It was built for endurance. Wave after wave, the result stays the same. Because defense here isn't passive, it's patient. This is what happens when pressure meets structure, when noise meets restraint, when ego meets a wall that doesn't care. Welcome to WWC Live.
Welcome. Come in. Get close. It's the WWC. Crazy shit going on today, huh? On 420 of all days. Who would think 420 would cause such a riot? All right, my favorite part to get started is hello, everybody. Bun, welcome in. Always good to see Bun. For those of you that didn't catch Bun on Friday, it was fantastic. It was awesome having Bun in. Incredible co-host. So hopefully we have Bun back. Chef, welcome in. Let's see. I'm very smart with the Discord. Oh, you're very smart with the Discord. Padrino, welcome in. Woo's for the children. Welcome in, Woo. Ant, always good to see Ant, leader of the North 670. Always good to see him. You call him whatever you want. Hull Crash, welcome, buddy. Good to see you. Elite in the house. Welcome. Dude 967. Okay, dude. I cannot answer your question. I'm still in hello mode. I mean, around here, man, I can't do that. Beck, what's going on, man? Legend. Good to have you. Seeing you more often. Good to see you. Good shit coming from you too. Good questions and comments and stuff. Scott, wow. Is that HSB in the house? Damn. What's going on? It's a special day, 420. HSB showing up. My man. Checking Charlie, welcome in. AR Joey, welcome. Take a hike. Okay. Take a hike says hello. We got Padrino, the best side sports. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. Spectrum, welcome, man. Welcome. No new rants. No, I really don't have a rant for you, man. I'm really calm. I listen, it's 420. How could I get you? Wouldn't that defeat the whole purpose? I mean, everybody's been trying to legalize marijuana on it being calming. Are you gonna have me ranting on 420? I don't think so. Let me go back to you, dude, real quick. Same price, fewer components, 1,100, 900. I'm not just spreading less. I'm done spending. Already trying to catch up with other players, and now, hey, that's your prerogative, brother. I'd say, hey, thanks for playing, and yeah, go enjoy another form of entertainment. There's a million of them out there, so. Yeah, pick one and have fun with it. It was a good while lasted, I guess. You got a couple years out of it, so. Take a hike. If season 1 hasn't started and I will be tank, should I use my hero recruitment tickets while only Marshall and Murphy is in the tavern. Use your hero recruitment tickets for arms race. 30 tickets should complete that. Otherwise, hold on to those tickets. There you go. Okay, take a hike. There you go. Let's see. Last war, Mewtwo. Come on, Mewtwo, man. Listen, I could if I get Mewtwo in here, Mewtwo be ranting hard, big time. I know, Mewtwo. You know, I got to be honest with you though. This is gonna be an honesty conversation that we're about to have. So we'll get into the packs in a minute. I first want to talk about the subject of the day. All right, so let's just dive into it and get it out of the way. I wasn't even going to talk about it, to be honest with you. So as you all know, the huge Qatar blow up that occurred earlier. And I personally, I was talking to Qatar on Discord, and I told him I was very upset, you know, about the whole thing when we heard about it today, as far as him going. I mean, you guys know I love it from a killing perspective. Usually, it's very strange, this whole VIP 18 thing. And I was talking to Mike the Sage a little bit, because when I started this account and doing the YouTube, I'm not a big VIP 18 guy. Like, you all know that at this point. Like, I don't know a bunch of VIP 18s, so to speak. Like, I know Hulk and, you know, a few things. Like, I used to talk to Stickman more before. And, you know, Peanut on the team. And there's a few others around that, like, I talked to. But the account was actually more meant for free to play and low spend, and it was to get more information out there to the general public on YouTube, to kind of turn YouTube back around to a more useful platform for Last War users. That was what our goal was when me and Ramp started this 8 months ago, when we first came on here. We wanted to start a fresh community with only a handful of people, was really what we were targeting. And really just starting to talk about real content, about the game, about stuff going on, and not as much about just kissing ass and doing this stuff. So we formed the WWC, right? And here we are. And then we bring in, and everybody loves, we try to create interesting content, so to speak. So we find the coordinates list people. And man, you want to talk about great content. Coordinates list people are absolutely unbelievable. When you start finding people in the game, we talk about, you started playing this game and you found people, and now you want to play the game for the people more than the game itself, and that's what you do. I can't say that enough about the coordinates people. I mean, getting on Discord, it's where I first met Bun Bun, by the way, and you know, finding Bun Bun and Mike and Wolfie and just all the people that were from the beginning, from coordinates list all the way to now. They've been just an absolutely amazing group of people. What they do for the game, volunteer their time and go in there. It's just awesome. And then Beck, like, basically found a home over there. He's come from us, 72, went the coordinates list. Now, you know, he's in there. Another great dude to add to the great list of people that are part of the coordinates list and the stuff that they do for the game. So it was really, it just kind of organically started there. And then it was like, okay, you know, what can we do to better promote this amazing group of people? And that's how we came into the content for, hey, you know, wow, Mike created the AP18 list, and everybody likes to see this stuff, like the bases and the content. So cool. We'll just kind of show that and, you know, give the information and show that cool stuff. But at the same time, we don't really harp on it. But Qatar, based on the amount of kills he has and the respect that I feel that he brings to this game, it was really something that's kind of been, you know, things that we've talked about over the last couple of weeks, of somebody that's not just spending money and dumping into the game and then taking off and, you know, just allowing everybody else to run his account or do this or do that. This is the guy that exhaustingly sometimes shows up and kills on Saturdays. He said it. He gets tired of just killing. He's playing the game. And then it got further than that, like talking to Mike and Qatar on Discord and stuff, that he wasn't just killing. He was actually out there talking to developers about ideas, about free-to-play people, how to make the game more fun, how to make the game more available to people to play, not for millionaires and VIP teens, but people who are low spending, people who are free to play. And he was doing all that good fighting that we would think we were doing in the WWC, oddly enough. And it was just another thing about Qatar to love. Like, it was like, oh my God, here's the killer of all killers. You know, how much fun is that? And he's playing the game, he's doing what we like. But then on top of that, here's this freaking fighter at the top that nobody really knows. He doesn't sit there and gloat about it and advertise it to everybody of what he's doing behind the scenes. But all of those who are in the know, he's got the receipts. He's got, you know, emails to develop. People know, people seen it. It's not just a game. Like, he's actually pushed for a lot of different things, a lot of conversations, a lot of the things, you know, that are going on right now and are being talked about come from Qatar. Some of the things and aspects of this game that you play, you don't even realize it, came from suggestions from him. And you don't even realize it because he doesn't advertise it. He doesn't sit there and say it. But that, like, he's a major part of this game. And he doesn't sit here, he just shows you on his YouTube, like, he just shows you fighting because that's what he is, right? At heart, that's what a lot of us are when we play Last War. We love it. We love the fighting, and that's what he wants to show you. But I can tell you behind the scenes, that's not the only thing that's there. And it's fighting for a lot of you that you don't get to see. He's incredibly important to Last War. Incredibly important to what's happening behind the scenes on stuff. And yeah, you know, like I told Mike, like, VIP 18s could disappear. I've said this over and over again. You can have a VIP disappear. I still say that. Like, they have your money. They didn't promise you a thing. You spent all your money and they didn't promise you anything for it. They got your money, you built your base, and now, you know, you can kick and scream and stomp your feet and say you're going to take off and do whatever. The game continues. A matter of fact, not only does the game continue, the free-to-play low spenders were happy that you take off for the most part. I don't care. Oh, good. Another, you know, 500 million squad that I don't have to worry about ripping my shit out of my drill grounds. Great. Bye. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're not going to get tears from people. And if you do, I mean, who the hell, you know, like, you know, there's plenty of ass kissers out there that are going to be like, oh, please, no, the game will end. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure there's that, but at the end of the day, the truth of the matter is, like, you know, the money's already in the pockets of the developers. They see it. You got VIP team. You got your base. You got your this. You got your that. You can't get any more. And that's just the truth. I'm not sugarcoating it. That's just the truth. You can take off, and the next person's going to take your place. We got a VIP 18 on server 1800, 1700. Mike covers this on Wednesdays. There's a new one every other day. More money coming in, more money coming in. And more money than what they're pumping in is being pumped in from the mid-spenders anyway, and the high spenders. If you take all the mid-spenders and all the high spenders in this whole entire game and add them all up throughout all the servers, they're spending more money in the VIP teams anyway. That billions didn't come from VIP teams. Billions came from all the players combined that spend and nickel and dime and do 100-pack there and 100-pack here, and you add that up, thousands after thousands after thousand, that's where all that billions comes from. But still, they spent the money, you know, they get it and they earn it. And I just think that, you know, Qatar has really separated himself from that list, at least in my eyes. And I know there's a lot of other ones as well, by the way, that do this. I know Hulk, as soon as I gave Hulk our list, like, he went immediately to his person and he gave them our list, our suggestion list and stuff like that. There's a ton of VIP teams that are doing good around this game, you know. But I just want to say, like, the story about Qatar is really a really incredibly sad story for Last War. So since the packs have left, Mewtwo has kind of touched on this a little bit. Part of what Mewtwo's upset about, you know, we get into the spenders and stuff, and the packs disappeared, and some of the stuff they were trying to do and catch up and grow and be bigger for their teams, for their alliances, for the game, and what they were trying to buy their packs and do their game. And Qatar was touching on a sensitive subject, because what Qatar was saying was kind of what I was saying with Wisconsin last week. I think it was Wisconsin. It was just, to me, it was, I think it was last, when the hell was I talking to Wisconsin? Tuesday? Friday? I don't know when it was. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It wasn't Wisconsin. It was actually Mewtwo I talked to on last Friday. And for last Friday's show when Mewtwo was on. And I told Mewtwo the same thing. My problem with this wasn't really the packs disappearing, because I personally aren't as impacted by the packs disappearing, even as a big spender. And I went over that in my video. Why? I was upset about the messaging. That's what I talked about on Friday. And how they turned this around, that it was what the community wanted. They said, we're going back to they said stuff like, we're going back to our roots. I don't even know what that means, because I explained to you on Friday, our roots when I started playing this game was pay to win. That's the roots. And then we talked about really how they were framing this as what the community wanted. They were framing this, they were doing the best thing for the community. It was under this guise that you were helping the free-to-play somehow, some way. And that was, we said on Friday, it's just crap. Let's just, do what you want to do. But there's nothing makes me more upset, and I explained this to you, is similar to like if the government does something that they want to do and they turn it around because they know there's more, poor people or low income people out there that they can get. If they can get people riled up that they're doing it for them, then that's their voice. They don't need, they're the few, so they need the many to stand up. So if you don't do the research yourself and you don't actually look at this stuff, they can get you fighting their battles. So when they say things like, hey, we're doing it for you, hey, we're going back to our roots, hey, this is what we want to do, then they get you to fight their battles for them. And then you to say, hey, look how good this, hey, guys, look at this, look at that. And that's really what Qatar was kind of pointing out today. And he's been pointing out, it's like, don't act like this is better, that you've done this. And he was really pointing to how he was using the deco as an example. And, the deco, when you looked at it, if I have in my memory, he had a chart that showed like the decorate your dreams. It's like 0.068 cents or whatever it was. I don't know, one universal deco or something costs 0.068, something like that. I don't know. And when you went to the weekly decorate, it jumps to like 0.09 something per universal deco. And when you go to now the only remaining way to get deco, which is in this terrible pack store, they have the decoration collection, and it's like 0.11. Now, I could be messing the numbers up a little bit, but I can tell you, just speak to you, decorate your dreams, the deals that you get. Decorate your dreams has always been the cheapest way if you were looking for deco pieces, because it was the only way really in this game. We went over yesterday, you can get 50 universal, which 150 to buy one piece. You can get 50 universal in the diamond store. You can get 50 in the whatever store. You can get 50 more in the store. You can get like 100 deco or something per universal per month. That's it. That's all free to play can do. Free to play cannot move deco even with wish coins. Free to play cannot move deco. Let's just be honest. I asked Wu to show me his deco the other day. 2.5 years the guy's been playing. His deco is, I'm 44 million with deco right now. I'm 44.9. You know what Wu was? 17.5. That's reality, folks. That's reality. It's not Wu's not playing the game. It's that Wu doesn't buy deco. And if you're free to play, you can't move deco. Even with the wish coin, by the way. Even with it. The best case scenarios of what you got. If you're trying to do some black market, wheeling and dealing with 50 here and 50 there. Deco by itself, by the way, is OP. We all know it. That's why the VIPs 18s, it costs them $8,000 to move one to level 7. It's like $8,000 per deco. And why are they spending and dumping insanely amounts of money just to spend it? No, it's not. It's because it's OP. It's crazy power. It's insane power as they push through. And when you're only able to get incremental power as they get stronger out of like wall and post 30 exclusives, deco becomes like this huge thing where they can continue to pile in power. So by taking away that, it slows the game down. So Qatar's point was, hey, free-to-play can't do anything without decorate your dreams. You took that away. And then you made it sound like you were making things cheaper by taking all the packs away. And really, you left this pack here. right? You left the for the one I always joke about is the fast growth pack. Thank God they didn't take that away, right? That one's hilarious. But anyway, if you just look at the decoration, it's $900 for $100. The other one was a weekly deco that they took away, was $1,100 for $100. So you still have a pack in here, right? You still have it. It's in pack store. But if they changed this to $1,100 and then said, hey, now we updated the pack store and it's different, you get this same price as the weekly, that would have been one thing. But that's not what they did. They took it away and made it sound like it was the benefit of everybody and then whatever. So Qatar's point was, hey, look, you guys are pulling the wool over everybody's eyes and it's not appreciated. And he was trying to push that out, and he made a little screenshot and he put it on his account. He told me, he put, by the way, I told him I wasn't gonna, he said, please tell the story. I'd rather have you tell the story. So I'm like, okay, I'll tell your story today. So that's why I'm talking. He put it on, he pasted it into his moments, and they removed it from his moments, and then he pasted it back into his moments, and then he said that's where the ban came. And then he got banned, and the screen showed he was banned. He tried to log into his account, he was banned. And then he said that on the last war, you can all go in this, the history's documented in the last war Discord. You can all look at it, all the conversations that Qatar was putting in there as well. And basically Scarlet had come back later in the day, about 3 hours later, I think, 2 hours later after his ban. And they reinstated him for 3,000 diamonds and had some story about how, well, he had left his team for a brief period of time or something on Saturday or Sunday. Because I think on Saturday, what he likes to do is leave to go to join other teams to try to get kills. If you're wondering where Qatar gets the kills, because everybody's like, hey, they're always shielded. How the hell does he get all these kills? Well, he hops around. He tries to go to other teams and tries to go to other servers because everybody likes to shield on versus day, which is another thing he's tried to fight for, by the way, is to improve our versus kill event, by the way. But that's side note. He jumps around and he left his team. And so they said that was the reason why they banned him. And he left his team. And they said, oh, we banned 189 people as well because they left their team and there was a mistake. There was something that occurred. And then they tried to reinstate him. But in reality, he knew what happened. He knew what happened. The same thing that happened earlier this week to everybody. Decorate Your Dreams was on the calendar, folks. Last week, originally, it was on the calendar. This wasn't an event that somebody planned on removing. This wasn't a notice that you got, hey, we're removing. Remember to use your wish coins. That's not what was done. This was a spontaneous thing that all of a sudden you received an email on Sunday that they removed the event. It was somebody went in and said, hey, this is what we're going to do. Send that email now and then rip that away. And that's it. Gone. And you know what? Who knows what the real story is, but what seems to be more likely the story is that somebody said, he puts the moments up and they said, don't try to talk bad about us. And then he ripped and then he tried to put it back up and they say, you know what? You're no longer here. And ban. And I think what they didn't count on is how many people loved it. I think what they didn't count on is the absolute insanity that took place today as soon as he banned. Think about how one guy was banned and it showed up on your alliances probably within hours. You know how many people play this game? You know how many people play this freaking game? And his name popped up in your alliance, his link to his base showed up everywhere. His reach is huge. Absolutely huge. And yeah, they banned him. And we all were like, what the hell is going on? This can't be true. Let's hear the other side of the story. We don't want to just assume this is what happened. What happened? And we heard what happened. And then we got the message from Scarlet in the Last Word Discord that didn't really make any sense. And it started being like, huh. So that's what happened. And Qatar was banned. So they said, well, welcome back. It was a mistake. And Qatar has said, go after yourself. After everything that I've done for this game, everything that I've tried to do for the people, and everything that I've done nothing but fight, And then this is how you guys treat me. After trying to help your game, promote your game, create your game, improve your game, why am I wasting my time? When the guy's spending millions in the game, I mean, let's be honest, the guy could probably be on a yacht somewhere with the amount of money he's putting into Blast War. I mean, who knows who Qatar is or what he's doing, but I can assure you, the guy's got some freaking money. The guy's not taking out a loan to play Blast War, let's be honest. The guy's got money. So I'm sure he has other entertainment options and other things that he could be doing with his life than doing this. So it's probably very difficult for him to swallow when you just say, okay, in one flick of a switch, somebody that important is disposable. Disposable. So we are all disposable. I mean, if Qatar and the meaning of Qatar is disposable for this game, then we all are. That's kind of what it is. So I mean, you all know many of VIP 18s have left. And you survive the leave. Most end up coming back at some point in time, right? There's the goodbye, there's the message, there's the boom, and then there's the miss. And you know what the funny part is? The miss, and we talked about this, isn't the game, right? The miss isn't the fight for the people. The miss isn't his personal time that he was sitting here devoting that he would rather waste over here fighting instead of being in God knows what country visiting. No, the miss is the people. The people. That's what pulls you back. That's what'll end up pulling Qatar back. I mean, he loves his team. He loves the people he plays with. Right? He loves supporting them. So, who knows? I mean, it could be for everybody in this game. I hope it's not the last of Qatar. Because our game just, out of all the VIP 18s that could leave this game, everybody, you don't hear me saying this very often, but I can tell you out of all the VIP 18s that leave, that's the one that really hurts all of you because you don't see the stuff that he's asking for. The push that he's doing in the care for low spenders, for free to play, for mid spenders, for making the game better. And so to me, of all the people that would leave, the power he possessed and the attitude that he had to not only fight on the battlefield, but fight for you, it's a loss. And probably the worst loss this game could have that you would care about. Because everybody else you could be like, who cares? Let's move on. Another person won't attack me, but this one matters. This one does matter, and you should know that. Trust me or not. I mean, I don't have anything to buy. I'm not into this game. Nobody gives me money or bricks for this game. I'm not in developers. I don't sell for Last War. I'm just telling you about Qatar, not about Last War. He's incredibly meaningful for your everyday gameplay. So for that, Qatar, I will just say thank you. Thank you for leading by example of how to play, of how to fight, of how to stay up all Saturday. You have disciples like Mewtwo who stay up all day long, who stay up at night till 2 a.m. to fight. Same way you did. Hopping alliances, caring about the kills, even though you had all the power. Helping your team, constantly helping your team be pretty much the best in this game. I know, controversial. Sure, controversial, I'm sure. But listen, I showed you the defense. Show me a better defense, and then we can talk, right? Goldvein, his defense was unbelievable. I think it was like 1,300 points the other team scored in his Goldvein. Still unbelievable. But thank you for everything. Thank you for the Discord chats and for all your care that you had for the game and for everybody in here. So you will be missed. And we will go on. It's not like the game ended. It's a perfect example because no VIP 18 to me could have disappeared and impacted the game more. And the game goes on. That's what I've been saying forever. That one person is not going to change. It's kind of like a business and a corporation, right? You could have the best manager on the floor. You could have the best whoever you want, CEO, whatever it is, right? That person leaves, everybody still reports to work. The building doesn't close. Nothing happens necessarily. You're like, wow, that person worked here for 40 years. Yeah, guess what? They leave and everybody still reports to work. That's how it works. So even though somebody left and they can make it the biggest person in the world and they can tell you why you should care, blah, 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 but you're still going to log on. You're still going to spend your money. You're still going to play Last War. You know? So, but won't be very many times that you hear me say this or talk this speech about any other person other than Qatar. But I really hope that he comes back. So that is the story. You got it. So you wanted to conquered your day. Okay. So I'm going to finish this off since we're on the subject and we're talking about all this. Let's finish talking about the packs. All right. Here's another hard truth that I'm going to say, and you know, there'll probably be a lot of people that'll be mad and won't like it. Somebody commented on my YouTube and said, you know, no, I know, ARJ, it's been restored. He said he's leaving. He sent a goodbye message. He knows. He told me they put it back in the message why, and they gave him 3,000 diamonds. He doesn't care. He wants out. He's done. So here's the thing about the packs. Okay, somebody on my YouTube commented, you know, that's the death of the game because to low spenders or something like that. Now listen, we're overestimating the removal of these packs. Okay, the majority of this game is low spender free to play. Okay, so the only impact to free to play, I want to be clear on that. The only impact of these packs going for the biggest population of this game was Decorate Your Dreams and Wish Coin. That was it. And let me tell you, those Wish Coins, if you got bricks, I hope you use them on something like Taylor. Because as a free-to-play player, if you can get Taylor, as far as you can get Taylor, you get gifts every single day from that. It's the gift that keeps on giving for as long as you play the game. And it's money you normally have to pay that you wouldn't put into the game. And since you got money in bricks from your Wish Coins, if you can get something like Taylor, please do it. The earlier servers, the better. Whoever got this, the longer you can have her, the more she will pay off from you doing radar every single day. And the more money you got, if you can get those deluxe coins, or God forbid, you can ask somebody on your team that spends $1 million if they can donate to you the rest of the money. But if you can just get her to 4-star to get that deluxe chest, oh my God, it's like a cheat code. Your whole game will change. You become, I'll tell you what, you're free to play. If you got Taylor to 4 stars, you almost become a low spender. That's how crazy it is. From all the stuff you're going to get from her. Every day, it just pays over and over and over and over again. Every day for year and year. We made videos about it. We talked about it. There's a good reason for it. There's a good reason. So, you know, listen, it depends. If you're a low spender, you're 4 is good enough. You don't need to go 5. 4 is where the deluxe, it's good enough. You don't need to spend the extra hundreds of dollars to get to 5. But really, like, let's be honest, right? Like, free to play, that's where they were impacted, is Decorate Your Dreams and the Deco. Now, I just told you, even with Decorate Your Dreams and Wish Coins, let's not over exaggerate this. Free to play was not doing well with Deco anyway. With Decorate Your Dreams and the Wish Coins. You know, Woo had 17.5 million in his deco, and that's with Wish Coins. So, yeah, I hope they come across something to replace Decorate Your Dreams. Everybody's kind of out of Decorate Your Dreams. To be honest with you, high spenders, low spenders, everybody can't get decorations unless they pay, and to Qatar's point, unless you overpay for them, which is, you know, 900 universal for some ridiculous. So, you know, it's not a good thing. You know, it's a bad thing to Decorate Your Dreams. No one's saying that was good. That was a horrible thing for them to remove, and they have not replaced it, and there's no good thing. But let's just talk about free-to-play. That's the only thing that impacted them. They weren't doing custom weekly pass, folks. The majority of this game, they weren't doing any of the $5 packs. They damn sure weren't doing the 20, the 50, and the 100 packs. They wouldn't even click on weekly pack. They're free-to-play. They're not going there. So the largest population in this game, you don't get them on your back to help fight your battle. They're out. They're out. They don't care. If it's not decorations, the truth is they're not going to support the fight because they're out of it. And once you come up with a certain way to do Decorate Your Dreams, then if you give them another way to get deco, then they're really out of it. And hopefully a better way anyway, because it's a shitty way to get it, and it takes forever to get to that deco. Even when if you could give them deco every day, and it would be hard for them to complete anything in the next 10 years. It's so hard to complete that deco. So free to play isn't impacted by these moves to that extent, which is the unfortunate part, to be honest with you, because we've gotten into this, and there's so many different ways you can help free to play. We talked about creating prints in the base, like allow them to use the Gear Factory to create prints. How great would that be? Allow free to play players to create blueprints. Yay! Now you're impacted. Now all of a sudden you got everybody's attention. Now they're all paying attention. They're like, "What? I'm sorry. What did you say? What are we doing? Ooh, I'm down with this." But just getting rid of $20, $50, $100 packs, and then listen, you know what I mean? Don't spit in their face and tell them it's raining. Give them something for real. Like the other thing, the big one, it's so easy to do. Inventory. Okay, so they need to go to their teleports, right? They need to go to their teleports. They need to go to their random. They need to go to their alliance teleports. Okay. Oh no, somebody's hitting me. Okay, hold on. Oh, I'm sorry. My troops are dead. They're gone. You just cleaned me out. Yeah, how about you let them get their teleports and use them? Now, I've heard the reason for that. I've been asking for that for a long time for people, and I've heard, because they want you more money. They want you to spend more money on advanced teleports. They don't want you to get to them faster. They don't want that. Okay, well, that's out of the window now. You can't say that anymore. Now you're okay with it. So now, how about we take the inventory and we move the teleports up to the top, or even better, what a lot of the games do, give them a little shortcut button up here and let them just put the teleport up here and let them use that and let them move. How about we find a way to drop the shields and instead allow people to move a little bit easier as compensation for allowing people to remove some of the shields. Either way, that's the true way you're going to help free to play people. Okay, so that's been the biggest problem to me, is you're not truly helping them, but you're telling you're helping them. That's been it. All right, let's get into low spenders. Okay, low spenders to me probably took one of the biggest hits in this game. I will admit, I don't think it was crippling, but I do think it hurt. And I'll tell you why I don't think it's crippling. What kind of counters it a little bit. So getting rid of the custom weekly pass is incredibly painful for low spending people. And the reason why I say it's not crippling is because it actually hurts everybody, because everybody bought it. Everybody bought the custom weekly pass. And, the mid spenders, the high spend, the real high spend, everybody bought it. Why wouldn't you? It was like an amazing deal. Helped you with drone parts and stamina and RSS exclusives, like anything you can get. It was an amazing deal in the game. But in a game that has few deals, it was the one we sat here and talked about constantly, saying, yeah, you probably should be doing this. At least the $5 one. At least the $5. But then, okay, even if you did the $10 one, that would be one thing. But low spenders, some people, I know people don't believe this, but some people have a budget that's lower than people, and they only spend, $5 on that pass. And so for low spenders, it was a big loss. That's a big loss. It's a biggie, because they did get a lot of drone parts. They got a lot of things from that pass that unfortunately went away, and they counted on that to build their base and use and compound and take the time to get some of these things that they don't know. So the problem is it went away from everybody. And if the goal, like some of this stuff, I think helped separate high spenders, or VIP 18s, I should say, from the real high spenders. And I think by getting rid of that custom weekly pass, you'll survive. I can come up with a bunch of ways for you where you can get drone parts in this game. I do custom weekly pass as well, because I don't really buy the drone, but you can collect your bounty hunter bullets. And the same way we talked about going and getting the bond rating, we probably would change and say, if you can't get any of the drone parts, then you switch, and for free, you don't even have to spend anymore. Low spend can spend in the bounty hunter like bullets to actually get it. They said they were lowering the wandering merchant pad. I don't know what that means yet or what it looks like. If anybody out there has wandering merchant tonight, maybe you can see what the difference is in the lower. I think the lower one they might be talking about is the $9.99 one. That was for 120 bullets is what it was, because the big one was $50 for 600, and then they had 120. And they can get rid of by the way, the 5th tier pack on Bounty Hunt. Don't worry about fighting that battle. It doesn't matter. High spenders don't necessarily need the $100 in bullets. It's easier and convenient for us to get it once instead of over multiple days. And you get the Elite Alliance gift, which we like to give for people. But at the end of the day, we'll get the 50 in multiple. We don't need that many bullets. We just need to launch the Wandering Merchants. And then you're spending the $50 a pop to get to 600. That's the truth. That's what high spenders are doing. So if you're wondering what impact that one does, it's not a huge impact in Bounty Hunter. But for low spend, that's what you shift to. You're going to shift to get your gear. You're going to shift to get your gears in Bounty Hunter and go for free. So listen, is it crippling? Is it ruining the game? No, it's not ruining the game. So then you get into mid spenders. All right, mid spenders. I don't know. The $20 packs probably hurt mid spenders because here and there they might do like $20 packs. The T11's, they might get into that stuff. Who knows? You get into the 50, it wasn't that big of a deal. I take it mid spenders look for more of the deals. They probably look for that stuff, exclusives, things like that. I damn sure know they were doing the custom weekly pass, probably the 5 and the 10. So that one hurt mid spenders. And then, you know, they weren't really, mid spenders aren't going into the weekly store and getting that type of stuff. So, you know, that didn't really hurt them. You're not impacting them. So now we're getting into the smaller percentage of people who play the game. We're getting into the smaller percentage. Everybody else tunes out at this point, right? Like there's about, you know, 10% of the game that cares as we move forward. There's a sliver of percent that's already done with half this shit and doesn't buy it anyway. And then there's a percent that cares. The people, you know, like Mewtwo, who we're talking, who are in these lower servers, who are caught between, you know, 300 to 1,000 and are still haven't gotten all their exclusives or still haven't gotten all that stuff. They're impacted. 100% were impacted by the 20, 50, 100. They buy them every single time. They buy them for tech. They buy them for the T11's. They're buying them for drones to push their drones. They're buying them for exclusives. They're pouring money into the game. Pouring money into the game. They're buying the weeklies. They're going into the weekly drone stuff. They're getting the drone components. They're buying the daily stuff. They're buying, you know, daily to push the drone boost. Yes, 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 and yes. And if you're wondering how much people are spending, yeah, listen, I don't know what would shock you and what would make you sick to hear because some people just judge people. But yeah, you're talking what people are putting into this game, like the high mid spenders. Yeah, we'll pull back the curtain a little bit. $200,000 people are spending. You think it's just the millions of dollars at the VIP 18s? And they're spending millions. You're like, holy crap, they're out so far out there. No. High spenders are spending $200,000. That's what these accounts are. 200, 300. That's the truth. Let me pull back the curtain a little bit. The people that don't get free, like Last War bricks and don't get donations from people that pull out and actually spend their own money. Yeah. 200,000, 300,000. And you know what the pleasure is? The pleasure of spending that to be the high spender or whatever, to still get walloped by a VIP 18. Still get walloped. So that's the truth. That's the truth. So yeah, they're spending. So when you start, and the other thing is, don't go into people's pockets and tell them how they should spend their money. They have the money, they want to spend it, that's their business. What they want to do, right? So they have money and they're spending it. You know, who are you? Who are you to say? You don't have it, you don't have it. That's okay. They're not telling you how to spend your money either. They're not telling you that you should spend it that way. So don't tell them they shouldn't spend it that way. That's all. But at the same time, they want to be able to spend and compete in the game. And that's what they've been doing. And they can't. Now, this kind of cripples their plan. Believe it or not, a lot of these high spenders are spending all this stuff. The difference between early OGs, I hate even calling myself an OG because I don't want to confuse it. Like OG was server 3. Server 1, 3 through 20. That's a true like OG, right? Like, I mean, really in this game, you want to talk about it. Then you got 20 to 68, you know, within there, those people came in. And then you had us, which was 69, and I was 72 when I came in. So, but still, you had the people when we started playing, okay? Whenever this was, what am I now? 855 days ago. That spent a shit ton of money and poorly didn't know how to play a game. There was no guide. There was no YouTube people. There wasn't anything to tell us what to do or how to do it. You had to actually make the mistakes. You bought things like resources, pushed your T11's through your nose. Why? Because you're competing with somebody else in the server. And you thought, oh, this is fun. We're just going to do this and do that. And that's what you did. And you went forward. Exactly. Yeah, look at the chat. We had no Hedgehog. We didn't have Hedgehog. Shout out to Captain Hedgehog. Make another difference maker in this damn game we didn't talk about. But yeah, like, we didn't have that guide. We didn't have that, unfortunately, people. Sorry, we didn't. That's the truth. And then these folks came in behind us, especially now in the later servers, 1,000 to 2,000. They watch YouTube like it's a Bible. What's our guide? To get spreadsheets out and figure out what's the cheapest pack. You go to Captain Hedgehog. What's the cheapest thing? Okay, I have this much to spend. Let me spend it out. Let me figure out how much power do I get from this, this, and this. And then what should I buy? What day? Let me run this through. Let me, message. Let me Discord QB. Let me Discord Mewtwo. Let me Discord this person. Ask, hey, I was thinking about doing this. Hey, I didn't know where to put my next mythic. Where should I do this? Right? Yeah, before all that happened, you had people that were putting mythic guns on defenders back in the day. They didn't know any better. They didn't know what they were doing. They didn't know how to read a battle report or look at stuff. They were just like throwing troops at the wall, dying. Now, you're looking at this stuff, strategizing. We've been through all these things. Everybody's getting the ideas of the packs, planning, spreadsheet, do it the cheapest as possible. Okay? Those are the people that are doing it. They're not just spending wild. They might be depositing a lot of money in the game. Might be investing for their entertainment purposes. They're putting money in the game. That's their business. But I'm telling you, they figured out how to do it wisely and way cheaper than they did earlier in planning things out for specific days. And what this did for that group of people was completely flip it over. Flip their table right over. Their spreadsheet went right out the window. Any kind of bargain, any kind of deal, any kind of thing went out the window, guys. I'm telling you, they figured out what the cheapest place to get things were. And they were up, I could get this much here, and I can get that much there, and I can go into the week, I can get this, whatever they had. And it all went away. The ability to go faster, the ability to spend the money in whatever specific ways to push things, that kind of went away. And that was Qatar's point. And that was Mewtwo's point to say, like, Qatar's not going to want something like this. Qatar's not going to want his team to be stunted, their growth stunted as they grow and invest money and go forward in this game. He's promoting and telling them what they should do, what they should buy, things like that. He's not supporting that. And sure enough, what happened? Mewtwo was right on the spot. Admit it. Mewtwo said this on Friday. He said the specific name of Qatar, so we're talking about him. He said specifically, there's no way Qatar's going to not want to support his team. It's all recorded. He's got it. You can go to, he's starting YouTube. He's got stuff on there. Mewtwo, those some of the videos he talked about. He said it 100% out of his mouth. And he was dead on, guys. He was dead on. Right. Qatar didn't support it. The high VIP 18s aren't, even though we looked at it as, hey, listen, VIP 18s are probably all in a room saying, I spent all this money. I don't want these people catching up to me, because all they're paying for now is a wall and post 30 exclusives. Like, I don't want people catching up to me. Stop them somehow. If you're not going to give me new ways to build, then stop them. That's what you would think was happening. That's what it looked like to me. I was like, man, they must be trying to slow people down from building. Well, listen, the VIP 18 of VIP 18s didn't think that way. Mewtwo was dead on. Dead on. Qatar did not want to do that. He did not want to slow people spending down. He did not want his team to have to slow down spending, and the deals that they were getting or what they were buying or how they were trying to catch the people in front of them or whatever it was. So that's why people were upset that these deals got taken away. It's not that they were great deals. It's not that, necessarily you care and whatever. So I think that's like, you want to talk about getting back to roots, right? So the game wants to talk about getting back to our roots. So I'm going to stop for a minute, and I'm just going to say, I'm going to kind of get back to our roots. I've met so many amazing people as part of the WWC. Starting this, I never imagined we'd have so many people following us between YouTube and on Discord. The amount of people that I talked about earlier. It's been an unbelievable journey. And I love this community now. I love the game for the people that I played with before, and now it's just like blown up. Absolutely blown up. They're phenomenal, people that play this game. And I love the fact you never talk to people in all the different countries that you get to talk to in this game. Hitting that little translate button in 2 seconds, you don't have to learn 40 different languages to talk to amazing people everywhere. It's so amazing. And part of this community. I see people that leave different languages on YouTube. You know what I do? I take that language in the comments. Sometimes I just go out to Google and I translate it. I translate it, and then I give my answer, and I translate it back to them, and I respond to them in their language. Because I think it's the coolest goddamn thing that somebody would sit there and respond to me in a different language and watch my YouTube with subtitles or, dubbing or whatever, and find it good enough to ask a question. I'm incredibly humbled by that. Incredibly humbled. It doesn't get lost on me for a second that I can give some kind of help to somebody who's in another country. But I'll also talk about going back to our roots when we started this. I've always been a high spender. I didn't start this because I wanted to necessarily help high spenders. I didn't start this to sit here and gain a bunch of VIP 18 friends. That's not why I started this. I started this because when we were looking at YouTube, it was littered with nonsense. We got away from its roots. We used to have a bunch of helpful stuff that just became nonsense. And we wanted to actually make a difference to help and get some pointed in the right direction of educational videos, start some topics, conversations. Let's start getting sandboxing, different stuff, teams, how to build, talk about tailored, the useful things, right? That's what we kind of wanted to do to begin with. But you know what we also wanted to do? We wanted to focus on helping the people that needed it most, and that was free to play and low spender. So as much as I love the guy, Mewtwo, I don't just talk to, me and Mewtwo text on our cell phones. We know who each other are. Like, it's not, you know what I mean? But at the same time, I tell the story of Mewtwo. I don't necessarily fight for Mewtwo in this, right? I give a platform where Mewtwo can come on and say his piece and talk about what he wants and talk about what he does and how it impacts him and send that message out to everybody who can listen and hear his side of the story to know what's going on. But from a free-to-play, low-spender mentality of where we are in our roots, I can't look at something like the packs going away and turn against what our true nature always was. Free-to-play and low spenders are not impacted by this move. Except for the things that I already broke down and talked about. For the most part, low spenders and free-to-play, this isn't a blip on their radar. They play the game, and to be honest, it's probably better for them for 2 reasons. One, if it drives stronger people out of the game, they are happier. Just the truth. I know it's hard to... Listen, I'm a high spender. I'm talking against myself. But this is why we created the account. Can't be doing phony baloney stuff out here, folks. I got to tell it the way it is. Free to play and low spenders would be just fine. This game is already established. This game already has all its money, all its billions. Already made it. It's going to continue to make it. This isn't going to stop the majority of people from spending. They're going to continue to spend. Game will continue to get supported. They'll have the seasons. They'll have all this stuff. The reason why they did it. The other thing we'll get into the EU and the law changing and what the lawsuits and stuff. I'll get into that next. But I couldn't leave tonight without just saying just the truth of, from a WWC standpoint, free-to-play low spenders don't give a shit about this. Now, you may look at it, and again, it has some weekly pass and the Decorate Your Dreams and all that. Listen, it's a blip in the radar. It's just a blip. And that's the majority of the game. That's 70% of the game, and I'm counting probably a minimum. It's just there's so many people on a server that are sitting out there at our low spenders that are free-to-play players in our season that we help. By the way, with the season coming up, if you're a high spender, you want to do something out there, hey, you know what you do? Buy your team something. Buy your team packs. Donate some money to your team. Buy them a season pass. There's bricks now. Buy them stuff. Instead of going out there, think about how you improve your team as a high spender. You want to do something nice? Go out there and buy somebody a complete season. Instead of buying one deco package, instead of buying, one bullets on your bullseye that you dump 600 anyway. You love your alliance and you love the team that you're in. Pick somebody, figure out how to do it, get a competition in your team or whatever you want to do, and change their season for them. Because they really are free-to-players. They really are low spenders. This isn't a made-up term. It's not a made-up thing. It's real. That's what people are out there, man. That's how people are trying to play this game, the majority. And so, at the end of the day, I don't think necessarily this breaks the game. I think it may chase people out, and I say all of that as truthful, and I love Mewtwo to death, and I don't want him to leave. I said this the other day. He tried leaving. I asked him. As soon as I got back from out at night at the bar, I came in. I saw this nonsense. I texted him immediately. What the hell is going on? I don't want that dude to leave. He wants to he wants to say what he is. I'm all for backing him being able to say whatever the hell he wants and however the hell it impacts him. But at the same time, I also have to say, from a WC standpoint, from a free-to-play low spender perspective, it's also, can't talk out of two sides of my mouth here, and I got to say, this doesn't impact those people. And the game doesn't go anywhere. And the fact that packs are going away, you guys still have the same questions about your team and the same questions on how to improve your heroes from a free-to-play standpoint and what you should save and what you should do. And the truth is, you guys know you've messaged me a million times what the hell's going on with these packs. And the same thing's been true for a majority of you. There is no advice. Because other than decorations, how the hell... And there's nothing you can do for decorations. We talked about that too. That's the thing that they got to figure out is decorations. But other than that, there's no change. There's no advice. Custom weekly pass. You want to know how you're getting stuff? You're going to end up getting shorted. Taylor. That's how you're getting stuff. They give you wish coins. Don't blow it. Figure out if you can get 4-star Taylor. That's how you get your stamina back for free. Instead of doing custom weekly, all that money you were spending custom weekly for resources and you were spending whatever, if you had just pocketed that instead of doing custom weekly and spent it all on Taylor, you would have gotten 10 times more than you got from the custom weekly. Yeah, except for drone parts. But that you can save up and get through Bounty Hunter. There's other avenues to get it, to replace it. And we could talk about that at another time. So anyway, I just wanted to bring that up. And I just wanted to come clean and talk about that. So the last thing we'll close with on this pack is everybody's been talking about laws and lawsuits. And, listen, I know that people have been talking about the company being sued and things going on. I don't know. I mean, you can go look all that stuff up. It's public record if some people are going to be in lawsuits or people are suing or things are going on. I don't know nothing about it. I don't really look. I mean, I was talking to somebody else and we were briefly looking up stuff and we couldn't find anything current necessarily. Lawsuits they were doing. However, there was a couple things that people did look up, and you guys can do this on your own. It's called the Digital Fairness Act is what it's called. And you guys probably want to look it up, put it in your chat GPTs yourselves. Doberman posted it on our Discord. We were looking at stuff, and you can look it up yourself in EU in Europe. There's a digital that says I'll tell you what it says here. It's expected around late 2026, and it's specifically targeting microtransactions, pay-to-win mechanics, manipulative design, dark patterns, and in-game currencies and pricing tricks. That's what it specifically says. And then it says what EU is actually worried about. They're not focused on what price packs are there. They're focused on how games push people to spend. The big targets gambling-style mechanics like loot boxes. EU lawmakers are pushing to ban or heavily restrict loot boxes, especially for minors. Some countries like Belgium already ban them outright. Manipulative design. This is a big one. The EU calls out things like fake urgency, limited time, in quotation marks, confusing currencies, offers designed to exploit psychology. They want to stop systems that maximize time and money spent through behavioral tricks. Pay to win and pay to progress pressure. They're looking at spending to gain competitive advantage, systems that pressure players to keep paying to stay competitive. And they're looking to protect minors. There are already investigations into games for pressuring kids to spend using influences to drive purchases. So what this means for games like this, the law isn't removing them, it's forcing companies to rethink how they sell them. Possible impacts you'll start seeing: fewer confusing pack structures, more standardized pricing, less reliance on psychological triggers, clearer real money values. And why you can see packs disappearing now is, even though the law isn't active yet, companies are already preparing for regulation, testing new monetization systems early, de-risking future compliance issues, which translates to they may be removing certain packs because they don't fit future fairness standards. They rely on pricing psychology that could get flagged. They want a simpler, defensible store model. Even with EU pressure, pay-to-win games won't fall under legislation directly. So they're not forced to remove mid-tier packs. They're choosing to optimize revenue while adjusting for future laws. So that's what they're doing. You can look it up yourself. It's called the Digital Fairness Act. And it certainly kind of aligns and makes a whole lot of sense, right? Because if you looked at the packs that disappeared, I don't know, some of the stuff was called, where they called weekly deal, or, I don't know what some of them were like. Wasn't it one of the daily sale? Wasn't it called must buy or something? Right. So that went away, the daily must buy stuff. Right. So that kind of fits that language a little bit. And then there's still the pack store. Right. And so you can recoup your money if it's a little bit more expensive to buy some of these things by the things that you're removing. So, I don't know. That's everything really to me out on the table, I think, to come in. So, and I circle back again to just say, after saying all that, the majority of people that play this game are probably the free to play and low spenders are probably impacted positively by this change, in that other people can't get stronger. The problem really is right now, by doing it, you could have said this 2 years ago and we would have said, yeah, you're 100% right. Now, though, the fact that you have 90% of servers already with this enormous buff, where it's like, 60 million and 120 million. Yeah, I mean, servers 2200 and 2300 as they start today are 100% going to be completely different universe than what we've experienced and played. Which isn't much different than you can look at how we played now and how server 1500 plays, or how server 2000 plays anyway, right? That's a different universe than existed. So I think that's totally different. Yeah, I think that 2200, server 2200 and 2300 are not going to be places that our VIP 18s are going to be easy to kind of blow up and be VIP 18s overnight. I think this is certainly going to slow it down, and it's going to make it way more expensive to do, which is going to price some people out of it. Some people are going to be out of, I mean, I don't think, if the price is the way they are and the packs that they got rid of and everything, when I first started playing and I first started spending, I wouldn't have been spending on some of this stuff. Not the way it is today. I wouldn't have, if you didn't have the packs the way they have them, like the EW packs. When you go get them in, whatever it is, the mobilization, I think, offers 800 EWs. Is that mobilization or glittering? I can't remember which one has. It has, like, you could buy 800 of the shards or EWs or whatever. I could tell you that's priced at the $100 pack level. That's what that works out to. Anybody who's itemized to figure out how much it is, it's priced out at the $100 pack level. So you remove the, the 510, you remove the 20, the 50, all that escalation that goes up to the value, and it just straight up does a $100 price level of what the value is at those. So they're getting at the max level. I mean, when I did all my EWs, I was buying just the. I didn't really buy from those the 800s. I didn't build that fast when I was doing the EWs. I did them in the season, and I would buy the pretty much the weekly. I would buy to the 100, so I would get 100 for it, but I wouldn't buy the 800 worth. So I don't think today my account would look anywhere like it does today, based on the prices of tomorrow. I don't think so. That's just the truth. I'm just telling the truth. Like I'll spend, but at that value, if I was spending, I don't think so. I don't think I would have kept doing it. And I'm sure there are some, by the way, this isn't going to change some from buying it. It's going to slow them down a little bit because those packs are limited for how much they can do probably in these pack stores. They can only, I think this is, what is this? The pack store. It's only probably the 5, whatever, as opposed to doing the weeklies, which had a shit ton, and you could get like 8, 10 of the drone stuff, and you can build your drone real quick. You can build, you can get your deco real quick from the weekly. You can get Valor packs and go through tactical really fast. They got rid of the some of the resources that you can't do as fast anymore. Although you can get them at the pack store, but it's 5, 10, 20. So ultimately it's, boring shit, to be honest with you, probably for the majority of you, because you're free to play, low spend, you don't give a shit. But I'm just saying that it's definitely going to change the game and impact the people that are in servers 2300 and 2400. They're going to play a different game, and 3 through 1,000. I mean, the 300, like Mewtwo and all them are probably pretty close to us, so they didn't miss it by too much. They've moved their account far enough at this point that they're not too far off. They have to go through one more season. They're going to be slower to get the EW30s, but they'll get there by buying the 800s, and they'll get there. But the people that are in like 1,000 or 2,000, like things like servers like that, yeah, they're either going to get completely not do it because it's way too expensive, or you're going to have less of them, is going to be 100% my point. There'll be less people that are doing it. So, okay. So there, I think we've exhausted it. I really wanted to exhaust it tonight because I don't want to talk about it anymore. And the last thing we talked about was the Qatar thing, and that's what really led to it. I'm much happier talking about it today because I thought I was gonna have to come on here and talk about how Qatar's still banned. And so I'm happy to be able to talk about how at least he got reinstated. If he's leaving, it's on his terms and not on their terms. So I at least I'm happy to be able to say that. Because when I told him, I was like, man, I was going to be forced to come on here and talk about, you leaving. I don't really want to deal with, it's a shitty story. And then who knows if he's banned, I'll probably get banned. They can ban him, ban me for talking about it. So who knows? And then again, who knows? Ban anyway, for all I know. I'm just bringing you the information. That's all I'm talking about. All right. Good enough. Okay, we're done with packs. I thought, thank you so much to Bun and Mewtwo knocking questions out the park over here for me. I see you guys answering. Thank you, because it's doing double duty over here. I'm trying to concentrate on what I'm saying. And I see you guys knocking it out the park. And special shout out real quick. Our Discord, discord.gg/joinwwc. Okay, that's our Discord. Discord.gg/joinwwc. Bun is phenomenal. Zero, phenomenal. Mike the Sage and Beck, all our admins on our Discord, insane. Phenomenal people. They keep that thing running. When I'm out trying to do God knows what, they're actually making that thing run and happen, and it is transformed. It looks amazing. The community is effing amazing. The people that pop in, questions that are asked, the questions and answers that are given in there to people, free to play, low spend. I'm telling you, go give it a try. No matter what your question is, where are you in? It's crazy, the community. Mewtwo's out there answering questions. Wisconsin will pop in and answer questions. It's crazy. It's awesome. It's unbelievable, and it's not me. It's the community. And I love that it's for the community, built by the community, and those folks like right now, Bun is just absolutely knocking it out the park. And so while I'm talking about that, why don't I talk about the new account review and battle report? Really like our process of what we're going to be doing. So Mike DeSage is working through a whole process on how to do account reviews that are so much easier and cleaner for us to track and figure out. So I really want to get back to a more organized approach of the account reviews and get back to it. We've had so much transitioning and trying to figure. Listen, people, I didn't expect any of this to happen to get, this big and actually people care about us. So when it's bigger than a bread box trying to help these questions and getting 100 messages left and right, whether it's in game or on Discord, I struggle to catch up sometimes, and I try to respond to every single freaking person. I don't leave you out there. I really don't want to. And the game screws me over because the battle reports expire after 7 days, and I can't. Jesus Christ. I mean, my wife's gonna choke me out if I spend any more time trying to respond to messages and get to stuff. So, yeah, I do apologize sometimes. So we're trying to get a new process out there on Discord. Mike DeSage is, again, the man is phenomenal. He's everywhere. That's what, now I'm going to use Captain Hedgehog's words. He's everywhere is where Mike DeSage is. Yeah, he's really helping with that as well. Getting that through. So go see our wonderful people over on Discord. Bun is waiting for you as we speak, I'm sure. And she will welcome you in, and she will not bully you, at least off the bat. That is false. There's false rumors going out that she will bully you off the bat. She will not. It takes time before she bullies you. So, and you can also catch her on here. She will be back, by the way. She was an amazing co-host on Friday. It was great having her in. I will have her back. And we'll have Mewtwo back on, too, so Mewtwo can take his piece. He can say his piece. And I only tell him that I'm not supporting his last game stuff because he can't hit me. He's on a different server right now, and he tries to pretend that he's not stronger than me just so he can at some point find me in Winter Storm and wallop me. And yeah, I'm not gonna let it happen. I'm not gonna let it happen. I'm gonna see him in Winter Storm, and I'm gonna use an advanced teleport in Winter Storm and get the hell out of town. That's what I'm gonna do. I don't lie. But anyway, all right. So we got that out the way. Check that off the list too, of what was on the agenda, what we were talking about. Okay, so what else do we got? Let's talk about a little bit of tank help. Let's visit that. What time have we got? 6:52. We're almost on day 2 already. Jesus, this time is flying by. Tank help. I want to get into this. So let's talk about Woo. Let's talk about the fight I had with Woo. Woo, I'm pulling it up, buddy. We got to talk about it. We got to let people see this fight. A lot of good information to know from that. So let's find Woo. Are you not in here, Woo? Oh, you're in here. Just takes an hour to search through my battle report, I'm sure. Oh. Ped's doggy wolf. Apparently, I didn't even know I fought Ped's doggy wolf, but I did. Apparently a lot. Shit. No, I don't know. I'm fighting people. I don't even know who I'm fighting. All right. So the other day I was fighting 93, and Woo was nice enough to be unshielded because Lord knows, other than what is it, S1N? Are they the ones, Woo, over there? Is it S1N? I give them another shout out, by the way. Is it them? I think. If Woo can confirm that. I think their name is S1N on 93. I don't want them to get caught up in the nonsense because they always seem to be looking for a fight too. So I don't want them to get included necessarily on this 93 stuff because they didn't fight, they didn't shield. But I'll tell you, if it wasn't for Woo, there wouldn't be a lot to do over there. Yeah, S1N. Okay, shout out to S1N. They're a group of fighters, man. They're holding up that server as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, so here's the first. So I fought with Woo, and here's what we did from a tank perspective, and there's some good stuff to look at here. Excuse me. I just want to make sure everybody, you have tank, and we look at how important this stuff is. So we look here. Woo had 61.1 million, and I think like my tank, if I had everybody fighting, it was like 74 million or whatever I am, 73 million. Something. So I wasn't going to fight him a full team. So I said, I'll remove a hero. And I'll fight with four people against his 5. Okay. And oh, is that you? Is that you, Hades? Okay. Well, you guys are all right. You guys are 100%. You shouldn't be swept up in that because you guys really don't belong on that server. Is really the truth. But anyway, so I fought him. It was 5-on-4, and I fought him. And our first lineup, I lost the 5-on-4 battle right here, right? So a couple things I want to make sure tank people understand, and this is important to talk about as we move forward for those that are getting Stetman and Kim, and understand how the Marshall buff works, right? So first of all, one of the big things I've been seeing is people are have all your gear and everything on Kim as you move Stetman to 30. I don't know if you realize, because I mean, you've been playing the game for 2 years, you probably don't even realize, but Stetman actually becomes with EW30 and you put the gear, he actually becomes a stronger hero than Kim, which is crazy to even say. But he becomes stronger hero. So Marshall is giving the buff to the strongest hero on tank. Okay? This is also part of the problem because when that hero dies, the buff dies with them. So that is also kind of the quandary that you have with Stetman, is Stetman didn't have as good a defense. So you're kind of now stuck where you have to buff Stetman, but you have to keep Stetman alive. And that's where sometimes like people are trying to use Scarlet, maybe use Scarlet, give him a little bit more defense, like, you know, because it's kind of this step of one. So you cannot put the reds on Stetman. If you don't have enough reds, you can put on Kim, even though Stetman would be the stronger one, to keep Kim the strongest hero because she has better defense. But Stetman would give you better offense if you actually went with him. So that's the quandary that you're going to have with tank, all right, as we talk through this. Short term, though, that's why I want to kind of talk about this now, and you have some options. So you can continue to have Kim as your number one if you're putting her all reds and you're putting her in front, however you're going to fight, you know, whether you put her in the back or put her in the front. And you use her as your strongest hero. And then you want to keep, the key is to keep Marshall alive and Kim alive. Whoever the two are, whoever Marshall is buffing. So if you have it on Stetman and Stetman's your number one, you need to figure out how to keep Marshall and Stetman alive the longest, period. They got to survive because Marshall's going to keep buffing, right? And he's going to just keep getting stronger. And then by the time that battle lasts out, all of a sudden, that's where you see the other teams winning by a little bit. And then somebody, you know, back in the day, you see with Kim, right? Where Kim all of a sudden releases those freaking missiles, and then everybody just dies in like 2 seconds. Well, that's because she's buffed to shit as the battle goes. She's buffed like to the gills. You get Kim is basically on steroids at that point. And you're like, oh shit. And then Kim just destroys everything in sight. So you're like, damn, Kim's badass. Yes. So as long as you can let her survive. So now as you move, you're not used to it, but you get the EW with Stetman, which is more powerful. And he's actually your strongest hero. You can put all the reds on him. You just have to make sure him and Marshall survive. Now, I say this is short-lived, and you don't really need to worry about it as much if you're moving into Season 6. So this is a problem in Season 5 in your off-season, which is a long time for us, like 5 months. So know that you're going to live with it and do it. But just know, as we move to Season 6, we kind of go right back to Kim, right? Because we're going to get the Awakening shards. As soon as we get the Awakening skill, well, Kim's going to become the #1 hero again. So Stetman's in the back burner. So now you got to keep her alive. So just know it's just for a temporary thing as long as you get the Awakening. Because I'm sure as soon as she gets that skill, I think your power goes up by like 500k. And I think it's for that skill. So Kim's just going to become your #1 hero again. And then Marshall's going to buff Kim. And you're right back to square one. So don't worry about it. It's not that big of a deal if you want. It's also, if you were wondering, hopefully you have Kim's EW to at least 20. You should, I mean, if tank's your #1 team, you should be 20 anyway, right? Everybody should be 20. That's your #1 target. Kim is the one you want to push forward. I always say, like, Murphy's #1 in the list, the best hero, that mitigation, stuff like that. But you really want to make sure you're pushing Kim over Stetman. I know a lot of people that Stetman's exclusive got released, and it was around that time, and they had already done somebody like Murphy, or they did Williams, and they were working on Stetman. Well, the skills with this Awakening skill, all of a sudden, it's just going to throw things out of whack. Like, we got to re-examine a lot of shit. with this awakening skill because it's not tested, right? Nobody knows, hasn't been sandboxed properly. So we have so much sandbox to do, guys. Oh, it's exhausting to even think about. I would tell you, I ran like 600 battles trying to do like missile, and I was trying to put missile in the right order and putting a sandboxing, fighting them against air and missile and tank. Where should I put the best heroes and where should, and now I'm like, oh, I'm going to get an awakening shard anyway, and that's going to throw all of this out of whack because now Tesla's going to have that, and it could disrupt the order. So now I got to throw all that in the garbage. I'm not even going to bother talking about it because I'm like, I got to re-sandbox the whole goddamn team. It's a lot of work for you. God, it's a lot of work. But I love doing it, so it's not like it's a job. I love doing the shit. But at the same point, you're going to have to figure out, when you have Kim and Marshall, you're still going to have to figure out how much it is. I also want to take into account, I just want a side note, that deco, I always said like the skill boost deco is always number 2 for me for damage reduction. And we always say damage reduction number 1. With these awakening shards, I don't know how powerful lifting that skill boost is going to be. Like, think about when everybody has awakening shards on their skills and we're upping it and they're treating them like exclusive weapons. I don't know, guys, if like skill boost ends up taking over damage reduction. I don't know. I'm just saying, I'm just throwing it out there as like maybe. Nobody can tell me yes or no because it's not out there. We haven't sandboxed it. We haven't even looked at it. Not everybody's gotten their awakening shards. Is it 1 hero, 2 hero, 3 hero, 4? Like, what changes? I'm just saying we have to recategorize what we're talking about now with your skill boost being the awakening shard. It's a whole different ballgame. And why I think really another thing why they might be, targeting deco is with this awakening shard. Think about how these VIP teams, everybody who's lifting up their deco for skill boost, maybe they know how OP it is. Maybe they know that with these awakening shards, as you do your deco and as you do your skill boost, they put themselves in a corner. And the people that have skill boost deco through the roof, maybe this awakening shard is going to be so friggin' OP they don't know what to do. Maybe they're already seeing it. Maybe they, I don't know. They started the season. Maybe they started seeing stuff. I don't know. I have no clue. But I just know there's something in there when I look at it that I'm like, that deco, when I was looking at the other day, I'm like, skill boost, awakening shards is a skill. This is something to talk about as we progress. Anyway, let's get back into tank and talk about Marshall now. So we know Marshall is lined up. The person, it's very important to line up Marshall with the person. So I always say the default place to put him really nice is the middle. Typically people, if you're doing air or something, everybody liked to put their big heroes in the middle for protection, and they put them there. Now, 4+1 has changed that a little bit because Murphy is best in the back middle. And if Marshall gets lined up against Murphy, you're effed. You're effed because your tank is screwed. You have to be able to hit 4+1. You got to be able to take out, obviously Diva is your number 1 at the very least. You want to probably take out Morrison with EW30, or if you get rid of the stun, that would be a good consolation prize. You got to take one of them. You get stuck with Murphy, you're going to do a whole lot of nothing, and air is going to beat the shit out of you. That 4+1 is just going to destroy you. And that's probably why it's doing it, because if you just look at the lineup, if you're fighting it as it is, you're trying to overcome air. Marshall's, that targeting is so ridiculous. It's so silly how strong this targeting is. So you line him up against Tesla and this. So in this lineup, what I wanted to tell you is 5+1 here. Let's just get the Overlord out, say it doesn't matter. You have 5 against 4. And this really shows how important the targeting is, 1. And it also shows how important Marshall is. So since I only have 4 heroes, there's nothing more important than Kim and Marshall right here. These two stay alive because right here, Kim is actually my number 1 hero. She had the better gear. She was lasting, and she was like, Marshall was buffing her. So if you had this, you can see that in the beginning, Marshall just died. Marshall died. And I was screwed because Marshall couldn't buff anybody. It didn't really matter. And together offensively with only 4 heroes, and as you can see, I was already behind by 2 million. You couldn't overcome him and couldn't do it. So what I really needed to do is get Marshall aligned with Kim, because I had to get his Kim out of here. If I'm going to fight only this, the importance of getting Kim out of here, incredibly important. Incredibly. So I did that the second fight, and I went to move him over here. The problem is I was on stream, and he saw me doing things. So he thought he'd be slick, and he thought he would align, again, his martial, which he did. And he beat me to it. And you could see this isn't a coincidence. Look what happened. The same thing happened. I thought I'll move both my offensive heroes to the front. So this way he wouldn't be able to take one out with Marshall. And I wanted, he had Marshall here. So I was going to line him up with Murphy and say, good, have Marshall sit with Murphy for a while. Meanwhile, I'll cook with my offense and I'll take you out. That was my strategy. He was slick and moved over Marshall, and the same shit happened that happened before. So there's no coincidence there. But then we look at the third fight and what occurred. Third fight, I did it quick because stream was on delay and Wu couldn't move. So I was slick to try to do it really fast with my tank lineup. And now look what happened. As I predicted, if I could have Marshall waste his time with Murphy and keep Marshall alive, offense gets to cook and just completely wipe his team out while Marshall's wasting his time with Murphy. So even though I had 4, and you know, I had to poke at Wu, this is just really a good showing of how important your Marshall is to stay alive and buff. And you got to predict at all times. Now, how I learned this and really why I wanted to show this is because this isn't a classic example of what you can do. Oftentimes people ask me, where should I put my gear? Who should get my next defensive gear? Or who should get my next thing? So here's a cheat code for you to know without having to ask somebody, or while you're waiting for them to ask, you could try, sample, and do this yourself. Watch your battles. Oftentimes people like, hey, I'm going to send you a battle report and look at my battle report and tell me what to do. Okay? When you send me battle reports and it takes, oftentimes I watch the fight take place. It's very underrated that a lot of people dive in and they just want to see, oh, that's what does the fight. That's what's the oh, you're a war leader. But not often enough people are actually watching what's occurring in the fight. Who's getting stunned? It's not just there's 3 stuns. Who the hell got the stuns? Were the stuns on Diva? Because yeah, that's why you lost to somebody who's more powerful. Diva got stunned 3 times in a row. Couldn't even get a skill. Couldn't get a skill cycle off. And Air's whole job is to end this fight early. Air is like shock and awe. Air is like, I'm going to stun you and I'm going to rip you. I'm going to rip the shit out of you. That's what Air does. So if you're stunning Diva and you slow them down, they're in trouble. Even against tank. We've seen it even against tank, because while Diva's getting stunned and not finishing tank off, Kim's getting buffed, or, you know, Stetman is getting buffed. And then their power is just jacking up and Air didn't finish the fight. Oh, well, so sorry. Now you're getting leveled. And a lot of time that occurs, but you can't tell that from a battle report, which is funny because on that creator Discord, somebody made a suggestion as an improvement. Can we put the name of the Overlord on here? Because one of the things that's missing from the battle report, we need the Overlord name. God, guys, who gives a shit about the Overlord name? Things that you can put on this battle report that would improve this greatly for us would be Fiona. What buff is Fiona stripping? Tell us. Show us in a battle report. It's hard as hell to look at the video and figure out who goes down by 500 and is she removing damage reduction, and when she's removed. Like, show us. Show us on the battle report. We all want to know. We want to know how big of an impact did Fiona have on that battle and where she was. And is it more impactful when I move her around? She just stripping the buffs no matter where she goes anyway. Let us know. We want to see that stuff. Who's getting, the other thing is like, who's getting stunned? When you're in a battle and there's stuns, it doesn't show you who got stunned. That's more important than the friggin' stuns. You're like, oh yeah, I got 3 stuns. If it's on, you know, somebody who doesn't matter and they put him in the back, you said Adam got stunned 3 times. There's a hell of a difference between Adam getting stunned 3 times and Tesla getting stunned 3 times. So you got to tell us. Those things are great to improve on these battle reports so we can really look at it and dig in. But we don't have those specifics in here, unfortunately. So you have to watch the battle report. So when you're watching these battle reports, watch the hero that dies first. If you want to know, oftentimes where your battle's breaking down. So for me, I have these 4 heroes. Now again, you just talked about how important Marshall is to this battle, right? Well, look what happens to Marshall. This tells me the story of why I lost right away. I immediately identified this as the problem. So sure, I have Stedman and Kim alive, but they're not getting buffed. Marshall's dead. I can't do anything. Can't do any impact. Anyway, if he can't stay alive to buff them. So I need to figure out how to keep him alive and where I can put him. Putting him right across from Marshall, probably not a smart move, right? So if I can avoid that, that would be. But you'll be able to tell that when you're watching your video. If you see the hero die, so if you're watching whatever video and you're like, I have 2 defensive heroes. I have Murphy and I have Williams. Watch a couple battles. It's not just one. You don't want them, by the way, you don't want to play a VIP 18 and just get wiped out. It's not going to tell you anything about your battle. You want a drawn out battle with a few skill cycles. You need to watch the skill cycles happen and see them occur. You want to see him against air. You want to see him against missile. You want to see him like accounts. Like this is a perfect example. Although it's 4 on 5, it's 61.1 million to 59.3. This would be a great battle for you to kind of analyze what's happening to your team in like battles. And so you can watch if Williams is falling off early or you're seeing Murphy get wiped out, you're like, oh shit, my defense just fell and then I got wiped. Okay, so now you know where to put your red radar. Like, all right, I got to put it on Murphy. I'm going to put on, you're wondering which one to put a shield on because now you're getting laid out by missile and you need physical damage defended because against missile you're suffering too fast. You know, so you're like, oh crap, Williams, I got to keep Williams alive. I got to get Williams EW going. So you're gonna put it on Williams shield. That's some of the things you can watch in your battle. Was Marshall getting wiped out? Maybe Marshall needs to get more defense. Maybe you need to up it. And this definitely happens more. It's easy for us to talk about Prince and mythics and where those go. It's also as you're building your gear. You want to push to 20, you want to push to 30, you want to push to 40 as you move up. Just watch your battles. You can see these folks dying and who you want to keep alive more often, who's more important in your battles yourself. You don't just need everybody to just tell you because you can watch it and analyze it. So, yeah, with Tank, that's what I would say. With this battle and whatever, it's huge. Just from, we did this live, and I could tell just from watching that video real quick what was occurring, because who the hell knows what happens with only 4 heroes. Not often you're sitting here trying to fight with 4 heroes. It's fun, though. It's fun. So, thank you, Woo. Meanwhile, I'm picking on Woo over here. But no, Woo was a good sport. And I could say, out of all the people that weren't shielding, that were shielding out on 93, Woo was out there without a shield. So Woo was out there fighting. So good man, Woo. Good man. All right, folks. So that is our tank that we wanted to make sure we got to for the tank teams. Here on our agenda, so I can try to get to an agenda for once. We talked about Qatar. We talked about the new account review. We finished our pack discussion. We broke down tanks. Oh, we got to do T11's. Allah, I forgot, glittering event. What's up? You guys ready to watch the big push? So we are on the glove, going to 2, 94% of shield. This is going to be a big push. I'm expecting huge. So let's go. What did you got? I'm playing on air for +1 now, thinking about T2. Good. Like it. I like it. T2 is huge. I don't want improved tanks because without Murphy, oh, you're using, okay, yeah, gotcha. Because, yeah, but you're air. So, okay. Yeah, I get your quandary. It doesn't seem like strong squad missile is a good idea. Low spender season. The problem is that your missile's going to be fighting you and beating your air. So what really helps you is when that missile gets beaten, the second team it gets to is the counter. is the counter team, which then becomes tank. So I understand what you're thinking. It's going to be a weakened tank. Don't disagree with you. But you may have the opportunity to move a missile hero because you're not building missile. You may have the opportunity to move because you have to move an EW hero in there. You got to have 5 EWs. So my thought is, for the time being, if you have Scarlet built, you could try Scarlet. I would move a missile hero in there and try, but I would still stick with building tank, man. It's best to, when they get to your second team on your wall, to have that counter punch, because they're already weakened by hitting your air. And now you're going to face a weakened team. Then on top of that, your countered second team will give it a lift too. So I still would do tanks as your second, because missile is going to beat air. That's what I would recommend. I would say that's what you would what you should do as you grow. So, all right, yeah. So here we are. What do you got going on, Pun? You just finished 4-star glove. What a jerk. You know, I'm trying. I'm about to show the glove over here. Oh, you only got points to 2 million? Oh, good. Well, that's what you get. That's what you get for trying to spoil my fun. How dare you? How dare you? All right, so let's go glittering. Let's get our hot sale packs. Normally for this, I get the 5, 10, 20. Now I guess I only get the 5, 10. Although I think I can get the weekly deal, so we might end up buying the weekly deal, depending on how we push this glove and how much of a difference it makes. If it makes a lot going into season 6, I might actually do that as well tonight. So, all right, here we are, glittering market. All right, so what we do? Oh, look at this! What a treat! I already had 760 left over from last time. Holla! Did they change anything in this store? I hope not. Okay. 4,000. No, still got my red prints. All right. No, they didn't change anything in here. Okay. Everything, yeah, everything else looks the same. Probably get all these too. The 4,000. So I need 4,000. All right. Where are they? Okay. All right. Do I gotta get? I got everywhere else. Did I get them everywhere else? I think so. I think I already did this. I think I probably have stuff left here, but it's not like a ton that you get anyway. I hate doing these tasks. Such a chore. It's not fun. All right, let's go. What? Oh, yeah, I gotta start. All right, here we go. We are 85.59. 85.59 is what we're starting with. All right, we will go up. Now, first we'll finish the initial shield from 85.59. And I don't expect much here. And then we have, okay, so you guys can see I got this level up. Here we are. We're at this. I didn't even see what I did it too fast. I didn't see what the was there oil? I guess there was oil. I missed it. On the it must have been the 98%. Must have been the last 2%. I guess I'll go back and watch my old live. my own live to see. I don't know if there was oil or not there. 85.71. Thank you, Zeraxi. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. 85.71 is what we start with now. All right, here we go. We'll go up 10% at a time and see how far we can make it. Still 45 here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 10%. No, way different. 85.73. Okay, so the glove, the third time through, is way different. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. $85.76 for 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 85.79. Man, it doesn't. Oh, is that how much it was? Pantera, it was 3.6. Okay, there you go, people. Got a 3.6 million to get to. I'll tell you what, though, this third time through T11, I would not recommend it. I wouldn't. I would stop. I mean, this is crazy. I did T11 at this when I was going the second time through. The first time through and second time through was way more value in this glove than I'm getting right now. 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm waiting to push this glove, and we are at 85.8. Well, okay, it's moving a little bit. I mean, 0.1. I'm almost out. I gotta get. I might have to go get more. 3, 4, 5. I got the 50%. I think I can complete. How much can I get from the other thing? 85.84. Can I complete it? What do you get weekly? You get 400. Is that what I just got? 400? Did I just have 400 cores? How many cores did I just have? I don't think I had that many, right? I mean, I think I had more from glittering. Is it 1,000 cores? $85.85. I don't know. It might be moving up more. $85.87. Oh, I need 2 more. I need 2 more to get 70. So I got stupid 2 more in here. Oh, look at this. I got 1. Literally nickel and diamond it over here. Trying to get 1 more. What do I need for this? There's none in there. Are there any in this? Oh, I get 1. All right, hold on. I gotta go. I gotta go slave over some zombies to get 1 core. But it actually matters. Hold on. Why is this like darker? I have to go look at day 2 of preseason. It looks. Oh, what is this? We haven't mobile. We're at Meteor? You gotta be kidding me. We're at Meteorite? I mean, all right, whatever. You can give rewards, but what? Boy, the more things change, the more they stay the same. Everybody's thinking they're turning the page and doing the season, and then we're Right back to meteorite. I'm not, I mean, I don't really, it's going to be a very boring meteorite to me. I'm not using all my, I got season 6, so I'm already in here. I'm not using all my freaking resources on meteorite. I'm going to sit here and use like 100,000 diamonds to, you know, get teleports and stuff to jump around all day. No, not going to happen. We're literally at the season right now. I'll go open all my boxes, get my rewards. I should see who's, I didn't even see who's in our meteorite. Yeah, whatever. 161, 133, and 102. No, none of those ring a bell. Where's Pun? Pun knows all this stuff. He's the over 100 servers he's really good with. Especially those deep ones. In his ballpark. I don't know any of those. All right, did I get 10? Jesus, all this for one. Is that enough? Does that satisfy you, Monica? Oh my god, I only did 8. I only did 8. Where am I going? Come on. Nine. 10. Okay. Now I got my 1. I'll have to get 1. Oy vey. All right, 70%. 70% officially. 85.89 is what we end in. So we go from tonight, we went from 85.59 to 85.89. That's how far it took me. I mean, I can't recommend that anymore to, like, first star made sense. You know, going through it that second time, there was a ton of power in there. But no way. Like, free to play, like we were talking about glittering event and stuff, like, you know, prints. What's the thing, like prints or the cores? No doubt you get a shit ton of power in that first one and the second one. But I mean, you can quit after that. Like after you get 2 stars, at least the way it is right now, yeah, you're not getting squat for the 3rd star. I don't know why you would want to push it. I thought it was going to get a whole lot of stuff from here. I was seeing people that would like had a major difference, but I don't know. Pun, is that what you're talking? Like, does it just get worse? I mean, you went. Did you complete? Are you saying you completed? You completed the glove on 4 stars, and it was 0.2 from what percent? What percent were you, man? Oh, me too. I'm. What do you mean the 3rd? You mean this, when there's 2 stars on here, or you're saying when there's 3 stars? Do you mean getting to the 3rd star? What I'm doing right now? Because I would agree with you right now. So 58 to 100% got you 0.02? You got to be kidding me. 58 to 100% when there is, oh, you're saying when even the next level that I go through, I shouldn't really push. and care about. Because that sucks too. Oh, great. All right, so then it's done. I mean, your second, this is my third time through. So the first time you get a bunch of power. The second time I got a load of power. And yeah, now I'm not, I didn't get as much. Like this was only 0.3, I think. And that was 0.3. And that was actually with finishing some of the shield, which got me 0.1. So I think 70% so far tonight got me 0.2 for the glove at 70%. So that's crazy. So these guys already have like 3 stars and 4 stars on here. But I was only doing this at glittering to push it majorly. So I don't know. I might finish the glove on the weekly just to finish the glove out. But I'm not gonna push then the gun. Damn, that's crazy. Because I know. Is the gun morale? Is the gun where the morale goes up? I don't know. Unless you want to go. Oh yeah, because that's what you get when you finish it all. Yeah, I don't care about that. I was looking forward to the power boost because I thought that's where it was gonna. I thought I was gonna get a power boost similar to the first and second time through, but I have to say that's already disappointing. Based on that. So was bond rating though. So in all fairness, everybody kept talking about bond rating was going to be like amazing going to heart bond. Not amazing to me. I don't know. Our return doesn't get it. I can tell you that 10 stars on the skill chips isn't doing it either. So free to play now for T11. I'm 44% on the helmet and 1 star pack. Yeah, you'll be good on the first time. The first 2 times you'll be good, Deathwolf. I highly recommend it to go through this once and unlock it. And then you go through the first time. And that was great. So you unlock it and then you go through it. And it was good. Is this my after unlocking, do you get 1 star for unlocking, right? Yeah, because you get this for unlocking it. And then this was my second time through, and now this is my third time through. You get the damage reduction. I don't know. Maybe that'd be something that's worth it, but okay. All right, so that is the T11 update. So you guys can see. You can chart that all along. With me from all our lives that we do on Monday night. That's been my progress. So you can fast forward through all that if you want to watch just T11 progress. If I had enough damn time, I would go through my lives and like string it all together to show you one straight thing so you can see it all. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll take some. I'm gonna actually do that, make it valuable once I get through it, because I've been pretty much charting. The only time I've ever increased my T11 for the most part has been on lives to show you. So I'm sure I can go back every Monday night and look and figure it out. But all right, so we are on day 2. I cannot believe we're doing a meteorite. I'm shocked. Did somebody said something too? Yay for yeah, they doing meteorite to drain your troops. Oh, great. Yeah, great. Thanks, SAG. I'll tell you what, it ain't gonna work because I'm not gonna have my troops drained. I'm just gonna go out there and I don't care. Like that's crazy. But I again. The valor. The honor points will be good. So I don't want to throw away the honor points. So I'll take that. I'll be good. I'll be quick. 2 meteorites for preseason and a cap. Oh, there's going to be a capital. Oh, I mean, I guess that makes sense if you're in a server that's not assigned. Well, those are good points too. Those are good honor points for the capital battle. Maybe they give you all the honor points for the 2 meteorites, and then you get the honor points for this. I mean, I don't know. They're taking away They're going to take away the alliance, the AE, and your zombies. You're going to lose those rewards. We're trying to make up for it. I don't know. But capital battle always is good rewards. I love that. Let's see. Unless you want to go to, you guys have anything else for me for free to put out? Everything is morale, but gun is mainly attack. Okay. All right. Let's go to season 6. Do we have? Oh, do I have? I already finished that. Already finished my first arms race. Hope you guys did Winter Storm and got all your stuff. Season 6, I don't know if there's going to be anything different, to be honest with you. I didn't expect anything tonight. So, faction words. They didn't flip, I don't know. Oh, one day before they even do the selection. Not that it matters what selection you're on, so nothing new. I think there might have been, maybe they were moving. There was something for rewards somewhere. Somewhere it had ranking yesterday. Where was it? I don't know where. Oh, right here, season preview. So now we've gone to build because it's build day. Can you imagine somebody did 28 builds? Who the hell did 28 builds? Where's Wisconsin? Wisconsin needs to talk to this guy. I mean, this must be a shit account, right? Yeah, look. 20, there's been 24 kills on this. So they just started an account, a brand new account, just to try to do this. And just imagine, they started this account just to do this, and it doesn't mean anything. That's what's wild. Like, you don't get anything from it just to be on top of the list. God bless him. Good for him. All right, so you're number one, because I don't give a shit. I did this zombie thing one time. Look at that. Look, 2,189 zombies. This doesn't account for anything. And just think, do you know how much stamina that is? To sit here and kill 2,189 zombies for nothing? I mean, he got himself some good resources. I guess. I guess. Damn. Would I suggest the next mythic to be armor or Ray? Again, I don't know. Death Wolf. I have to see your team. Most likely, I would say radar. Radar is usually always the answer. But I would have to see your team. Okay. So anyway, what did we get here? Get some. Oh, look at it. Stamina. Go give it to whoever was killing all the stuff. They need it desperately. Season preview, War, Merit, and Alliance Pact. After joining a faction, commanders will become involved in their rivalries. Each faction has its own War, Merit system, and alliances within the same faction can form an Alliance Pact to fight. Okay. I mean, listen, hey guys, if you want to know, yeah, season looks amazing. I can't wait to get actually in the season so I can do some stuff. You know, it looks good. I don't know how they divided these teams up. It seemed very strange. Just if you didn't join us last night, they made us the number 2 team. I will show you who we lost over. So they made number 1. They made 181 the number 1 team. For those of you that weren't here last night, you tell me. Here's 181. The hot dog guy. 181 had a guy that's 487. And then they had one other 300 account. And they have 11 accounts over 200. And then when you looked at 118, we have one account over 400. Now he was 484, granted, or 470, whatever. He's in Peanuts 410. Dorman's 351. We have a 329, a 312, a 305, a 304. And then in addition to that, I am 293. And then if you go down and look, they had 10 over 200. We have 87 over 200. So you tell me who the number 1 team was. Seemed incredibly odd how they were doing this. I don't know how they were doing this. But I looked at it and I thought to myself, if I was 169, because if you look at the land, where was the land? Oh, here it is. So if you look at how they have the land layout, number 2, which is what we are, has to face the number 2 team. So that means if we were the number 1 team, we would have faced the number 3 team. Number 1 faces the number 3. Okay, so but number 2 faces the number 2 team. So instead of facing the number 2 team, I feel like the number 2 team is facing the number 1 team, personally. So I think 169 got stuck with a battle that they shouldn't have, personally. But Ant says, do you want to go over the mythic question involving Stetman, Kim, and Murphy we talked about earlier today? Yeah, what was the question again, Ant? Like a million questions. What was your question you had? Oh, it was the same thing I went over with Tank. The answer to your question, I would do the same that I would do everyone. Well, your situation was a little different because you only had well, I can pull up your account. You only had oh, it's starting. It's starting. Not too bad so far. Okay. Yours was here, right? Did you have a battle? Is this your bat? Where? Yeah. So your team was a little different because you had. Oh, wait. Not you. Hold on. You. Ant. I want Ant. Hold on. Okay. So I want to know what radar or what red to use next, and he basically has 3 shields. He's in an isolated situation. It's not about like he's like who gets the next red. Is it Kim? Kim who's in the front. You got Stetman in the front, or you got Murphy. Right. Well, Murphy's in the back. So unless you're gonna put Murphy in the front, like you have Williams in the front, which you probably have the red on Williams in the front instead of the back. To survive the front. If they're going to be in the front, then Kim is going to get the red. Stetman right now gets the red. Stetman's stronger with his EW because he has EW 30, right? Oh, no, you have 28. You're going to 30. Kim's only 22. So, I don't know. You'd have to look at your hero, line up the power of your heroes. Stetman might be stronger already than Kim. I don't know. But I know with EW 30, Stetman's going to be stronger. So, Stetman's going to get the red temporarily until you start season 6, and then you're going to move it back to Kim. But it's just a shield. So either way, you're going shield next. So if you're going to get one of them red, then you do shield. I actually would be putting my other red. So here's what I would do if I were you, Ant. I actually would take like Stetman, you put the red on Stetman, you're getting him to 30. I think that's fine. I would actually take this red from Kim and I would exchange this with Williams. And I would have your defense have the red, not Kim. And I would put Kim in the back and I would put Stetman in the front. Although Stetman's going to have a difficult time surviving in the front. Maybe. Defensively. I don't know you can ride Stetman in the front even if you switch it. So I think you need to watch that. Because you need Stetman to survive. I'm not a tank person. I don't use Stetman in the front. I don't know if anybody tries Stetman in the front. Can't imagine he's going to survive well. Defense is pretty shit. So I imagine that's going to be pretty difficult for him to survive up front. Kim's defense is much better. But I don't know if tank people have tried it. To run that? I'll have to run a sandbox with that. And see. I mean, I have them all 30 though, so it's not going to be comparable to your situation. Well, what are you in arena? Or are you in 3v3 right now, Ian? Oh, you tried? Oh, right there. So Memaben, thank you. So he said he tried stat. So there you go. If you tried stat, I can't imagine it's going to work. But yeah, I would say if you have 3v3, it's a perfect time to try it. I would sandbox it. 100% I would sandbox that. Go into our old true and true down here, buddy. Sandbox it down in here in the truck battles. Down in there, whatever the hell. What the hell is this thing called? I always forget the name of this. Exploration Quest. I wouldn't even know that's the name of it. Armed truck. So try it in armed truck, man. Try an armed truck and throw it around. My guess is I would also move their reds around and then take in the final. My guess is that you still put Stetman, you make Stetman red, put Kim's. If you're gonna put Kim in the front though, you're better off having her red. So, and since you're doing season 6 and she's about to get an awakening shard, I don't know. Not that harmful to put. Try her all red, put her in front, keep her your strongest hero, and put Marshall so that Marshall survives in the back. And keep your red on your red shield with Kim. I would take. I know Stetman's surviving. You're trying to get him to AW 30 when you have to, but I'd like that. If I was Bill, I would have, instead of that radar on Stetman, I would have that radar on Williams. And if you're putting that shield on, put that shield on Kim, all red, and have Williams have a red radar, and put him in front next to her, and then put it in the back. Sandbox it. Let me know what you get, Ant. We can talk about that on Wednesday, on Wednesday's show, when we have our hero day with coordinates list folks in here. All right, guys, good enough. That is, we hit our mark. We went over our mark. We've covered a lot tonight. And tomorrow we are off. We'll put up a show for Wednesday night where we have Mike DeSage and we have Beck in here with the kills list. Beck has the updates on all the killers in the top 100. We'll see where Mewtwo moved up to in there, and we'll have the kills list going. We'll have Mike DeSage, who has a new update on a spreadsheet. Cool thing, the coordinates list, always coming up with new stuff. They have something new they got brewing, so Mike will cover and walk us through the new spreadsheet that they have working and built, and we'll go through that stuff, and we'll be here with you and answer all your questions. All right. Hey, as usual, you guys could have been anywhere tonight, and you chose to spend it with us. For that, I appreciate you. QB18 out.